And where are the songs? Tapped in, good on.
Tapped in, tuned in, turned all the way on. This ain't just a vibe, it's a freak.
Come so. I feel like I'm crooked. Feel like I'm crooked. I feel like I'm crooked. Okay. Wow. Welcome on in. Let's get started. I didn't even know you guys were here. Oh my goodness.
Tuned in, turned all the way on. This ain't just a vibe, it's a freak scene bomb. Ms.Blue in the building, oracle flow, cracking codes of the cosmos. Now you already know. Yeah. Ride the wave, feel the light. It's frequency love tonight. Ms.Blue gon' take you higher, burning truth with sacred fire. This is soul talk, rebirth from the womb. Say it with me, I can alter my course at any time. Yeah. Tap in, turn on. Yo, your higher self already logged in.
Okay. So I wanted to come on and do something different. I'm over here being my normal goofy self. So that's what y'all heard in the beginning, because I always feel like I'm crooked in my chair. My chair wants to be like this, but technically my body is like this. Does that make sense? But when I'm looking at it, see, sitting like this, it looks like I'm straight, but actually I'm sitting like this. So I was trying to figure out, is my desk crooked? Is my chair crooked, or am I crooked? Like, what's really going on? But welcome on in, everyone. How are you all doing? How are you all feeling? I want to welcome you all in. I know it's kind of late. We're not going to be here a long time. And I promise you guys that. I know, Needles, you've seen it, because I'm over here doing the most goofiest thing. I'm like, am I crooked? Am I straight? Well, you know, welcome to being alive, right? Welcome to being alive, because that's a part of it. I don't really do too many edits. What about the camera? Well, the camera is on the desk and the computer is here. So I have tried to straighten it. So that's a good point. So I've straightened it. I've lifted it because I got a standing desk. I've done all of that. I've leaned to the side. I've leaned over here and I've, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But see, now it's real crooked. Okay, so yeah, let's straighten it out. All right, maybe that's a little better. I think that's a little better. So that may be a little better there. Now it looks like I'm like way over on this side. So we're not going to worry about it tonight. But it's one of those things. I want to welcome you all into the live. We're going to get started here in a minute. Please let me know where you're tuning in from, like what country, what state, where are you tuning in from? And welcome on in. Good to see everyone in the building. Let's send those invites out. I don't even know. Do we send invites out? Do we let people know that we are live here on YouTube? So what? Yeah, I know, DC. We got to lean with it, rock with it. We're just going to let it flow. We're just going to let it flow. Let it flow. But when I tell y'all it's some crookedness, it's some, well, I don't want to say crookedness. It's some waviness that are going on over here. It's wavy. And I don't know what's going on with my chair. Like, I don't know. I've been sitting in this chair all day and it's been fine. But all of a sudden I got to look. See, if I sit like this, I'm crooked. I'm not straight. Like, I'm slanted. I won't say crooked because that gives a different connotation, but I'm slanted. I'm wavy. I'm waving. I'm leaning to one side. So I guess I'm gonna have to lean tonight. So we're gonna see. It's about time to upgrade my chair. So I kind of been talking about it anyway. But welcome on in. We got Dallas in the building. Welcome on in. Thank you, Cosmic Researcher says I look perfect. So I love it. I love it. Houston's in the building. We got Florida in the building. St. Louis, Missouri. Stacy is here. Welcome on in. Yeah.
If you really want it,
I gotta be still because if I move,
as Ms.Blue has shared with the world, it's all about frequency. If you feel it, show it. If you want it, grow it. If you believe it, know it. It's all about frequency. Oh, if you dream it, live it. Live it. If you receive it, give it. Oh, nothing's missing. I'm it. I'm it. It's all about frequency. In the past, I thought I lost it, but the truth was always near. Every scar became a teacher. Every fall just brought me here. Now I'm rising with the healing. Every light inside of me, not becoming what I'm chasing. I am the frequency. You feel it, show it. Show it. If you want it, grow it. Grow it. If you leave it, know it. Know. All about frequency. Ask the question, how is this possible? The answer subtle, synchronicities audible. Keys unlocking, belief expanding. Frame by frame, new life commanding. No chase, no match, I embody the key. The light I own unlocks destiny. Raise my vibration, reality shifts. Every dream I desire already exists. Nothing's coming to me, no, no. It's already here. When I raise my vibration, the vision is clear. Vision is clear. If you want it, grow it. Grow. If you leave it, know it. Believe it. It's all about frequency. If you dream it, live it. Give it. If you receive it, give it. No, nothing's missing. I'm it. I'm it. It's all about frequency.
goodness. Wow. Welcome on in, everyone. I want to say thank you again for everybody joining me here live. I am Miss Blue, the Soulful Oracle, and I want to say welcome back to the channel, you guys. And truly, that's what it is tonight. It is a channel, and I wanted to come on. It's quite a few downloads that I've been getting, and you all let me know about yourself if you've been getting some downloads as well. That's been coming in for you for the last couple of days. So I said today, Spirit kind of moved me, and I said, well, if I finish my time before 10 o'clock, and currently right now it's like 9:53, that I would come on and just kind of share some thoughts and also giving light of some of the things that have taken place over the last week or so that's been happening on the world. I wanted to speak to that. And first of all, thank you to everyone who has emailed me or DM'd me, contacted me, or sent a message to me to let me know. And I want to first start out by saying, let's just have a moment of silence and sending love out to everyone on the planet. It's been a lot of events that have taken place in the last couple of weeks, and I really, really want to acknowledge that. But I want to do this in a way. Yesterday, I believe it was, that I was on TikTok. It either was yesterday or the day before. Days are running together for me. I don't know about you all. And I posted the full live here on YouTube. And I'm going to speak to that in just a moment, where I was talking about some of the world events and things that happen. Now, many of you know for the last few years, I've been doing prediction shows about some of the things that I see coming. Some of those things amazing, wonderful. Some of those things are unknown things. And some of them are a lot of things that all of us really, really have been wanting to see in the world and for things to move forward in the world in some very strong and powerful ways. And then some of the things are things that we know are pretty tough. Some of those things are quite scary and very unfortunate. And I share those with you as well, too. I want to be very honest with you guys. It doesn't do my heart well to have to share some of those things, but it is the nature of the reality of the planet that we're living in. So never is it for me to come on to glorify or to say, hey, this is one of my predictions. And it is something very tragic for people. That is not the purpose of it. It is to bring awareness that there are some changing times that we're living in. And it is always in my best interest that those things don't happen, right? Because I still am a very caring and loving being on this planet, like many of you. So it's not about, look, yay, I predicted this and this happened. I don't think that's not for me or any of my contemporaries who have ever done this work in the past or doing the work at this particular time. That is never the intent and definitely not mine. But I do want to bring some awareness to these things. It's a way that we are learning how to trust ourselves even more, and especially with some of the things that I will be sharing with you here tonight that we have coming up. But before I get into that, I do want to welcome everyone in the room, and I'm going to ask a special, special request. And that special request is that you like the live. If you are here, that you like this live. And also, if you know somebody that maybe should be in the room while we're having this tube talk here, this community tube talk with the family, that you share the live with them and invite them to come on over. It does a couple of things. Number one, I've been doing this work for quite a while. In fact, I don't have my t-shirt on tonight, but probably right after YouTube launched, I launched. I've been doing this work for more than 20 plus years, so even before YouTube. A big part of my platform was through streaming, but it was streaming through what we would call podcast streams. So I do shows live, but then the shows would turn into podcast streams. And that was called The Remix when I started out more than 20 years ago. And then it turned into Planet Remix at that particular time. The main platform that I was on at the time, Blog Talk Radio, that platform closed down. And when that platform completely shut down, it really was me looking for a home, a place to go. And I took an opportunity to really be able to celebrate myself and to celebrate everyone who was on that journey with me for a few years. And as many of you know, and then I slowly started integrating myself back on YouTube because I never was streaming live on YouTube. I didn't start doing that till, I don't know. It's been a couple of years, but it wasn't a lot of years ago. It was just a couple of years ago. So officially, YouTube is my home, when it comes to the information and the work that I'm putting out in the world. And so making some changes here. I love it here on YouTube. And I have 2 channels that are here. I don't know if you all know that, but 2 channels. But this one has been here the longest. And it's where I have connected with so many of you guys and met so many of you who are new. And I'm so grateful for that and so thankful. So it really, really helps when you like, when you subscribe, when you comment, when you share the live. That really, really helps tremendously. And so many people say, Ms. Blue, how can we support you? I just want you to know that is, if you want to take me over the top, that's how you support me. It's by liking, is by subscribing, because it shows me that more than almost 85% of the people who listen to my live are not subscribed. And that's kind of mind blowing, but I want to bring more information to you guys here. I want to do more things on this YouTube channel. I want to share more here. But I need help. I need support. And so I'm asking you guys for that support. And you'll understand more as I continue to go when I share with you a little bit more about what I want to do here. But I need to have the support. And I want to know that this is the place that you guys want to have this kind of information. It can be done. There were some things that I needed to get into alignment and release that YouTube honestly have told me for years. But I was a little stubborn because I felt like the information was so good. And it was a few things that I needed to do that I just didn't want to do, honestly, and just didn't know how to do or find the time to do. But I have completed that. So I have green lights go here on YouTube now. So officially, I'm out of YouTube jail. Okay. And if you know, you know, I'm out of YouTube jail with them. So I'm in top tier standings with them at this point. And so I just would like to have you guys' support with that. That would mean the world to me for that to happen. So now that we got that out the way, I just want to welcome you all in to the live. And I want to talk about some things. One of the things that I really want to talk about, because I'm super excited about this, some of you had some questions about the last video that I posted. And again, that was a live that I actually did over on TikTok. And I want you to turn your notifications on here because I will be going live here. And who knows, you may wake up tomorrow morning and be on your lunch break, or it may be daytime for you. And all of a sudden, boom, Ms. Blue is live. Who knows? Who knows what time I may go live? And so turn your notifications on, come into the live, because guess what? I may be live here. You know, I personally feel some kind of way. I'm gonna have to reach out to Kai Sanat because I feel like listen, I've been streaming. You know how Beyonce say, I've been streaming. I've been streaming for more than 20 years. And I feel like I got some information I can share, not only with the world, but share with some of these people who have been streaming for a long time. So I brought that video over and you guys had questions, and I want to answer those questions about some of the things that I talked about in the TikTok, as we call it, the TT Live. And shouts out to that family over there on TikTok because that's been really good to me too. It's been really good. In fact, they asked me if I want to be one of the TikTokers to broadcast the soccer live. Like I can broadcast it on my channel, everything, and promote it and all of that. So we'll see. We'll see that. But one of the questions you guys asked me that I want to talk about, first of all, I want to send love out to everyone from the Philippines, from Venezuela, from California, and Japan. In my 2025 prediction shows, I talked about a lot of things that were going to be happening. And on December 17th of 2025, I did the 2026 prediction show, right? And if you haven't listened to that in its entirety, I'm going to invite you to go back and listen to it here on the channel when we're done. When you get a chance, listen to that show because there's still more things to come. I have an updated version. You guys will receive a portion of that updated version right here live tonight or this morning or afternoon in the live stream that you will be able to hear about. But these were the places that I predicted that there would be earthquakes, there would be flooding, there would be mudslides in particular. And so it was very, very specific. California, right? Which that is not done yet. There will be some more major things going on in California. Even though we're in a fire year, you know, one of the things I told you guys, the other dominant element on the planet is going to be waters. And we would see that. I told you about things blasting in the waters. And didn't we see that at the first of the year with all of the conflicts and everything that was happening all around the world? So water and fire, we're seeing the fires that are happening all over the country, all over the planet that are happening. And we still have a little bit more of those fires that are going on. And then also what happened in Venezuela and the whole show that I did that was dedicated to Venezuela. You know, at the time, I got a lot of pushback where people were saying, no, Ms.Blue, this war, these conflicts that are happening, this is about the oil, it's about gas. And I said, no, this is about the waters. It's about who control the waters. And not because I study history or because I study things like that, because I don't. I simply don't. This was a channel that I received where the ancestors came through and I talked about the pearls in the waters. And then they took me on this whole journey and I shared that whole journey with you about everything that was going on in Venezuela, what was happening in Venezuela, what was happening in the waters. I told you about the earthquakes in Japan and the earthquakes in California, and as well as Venezuela and a slew of other places of things that is going to be happening. And so now we're seeing that the waters are becoming so important on the planet, especially when it comes to the data centers and where the technology is moving. You know, in Japan, it is said that they have taken their data centers and they have learned how to submerge it in the oceans, in the waters. And, you know, interesting enough here, we are dealing with a whole bunch of conflict about these upcoming data centers that are using so much water that literally there is a concern about where is the water going to be for the people if we're using these waters for these data centers. And most of these data centers are centers like, for AI. So every time you are using AI, I want you to imagine that you are using thousands upon thousands and thousands upon thousands of gallons of water to keep these supermass machines functioning without burning themselves out. So you think about how many people are on the planet. And believe it or not, there's a small number of people who are using AI and where this information is being filtered through. Just a small number. Imagine 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, how much water is taking to cool these systems down, right? I tell you all that one, so we can have that awareness within ourselves. Even though I have been shown that there is going to be another way that they're going to be able to keep these systems cool and use them without using massive numbers of water. But I digress on that for a moment. I wanted to kind of touch on the predictions because that's been a lot of questions. People have been inboxing me, contacting me, asking questions about, and even requesting me to come on their platforms and come speak about. So I wanted to talk about those predictions that I made back in December 17th of 2025 for 2026. And again, like I said, it is done out of respect and honor. But that acknowledgement is never to negate that these are real living souls that are going through these events, some who have transitioned as a result of it, and some that are greatly displaced because of it. So there is no gratification in these predictions. In fact, it's not even something that I wish to do. It's something I was born with. And I share that with that kind of love, respect for the craft, and respect for the souls on the planet. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And then here's the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys, because this was like top 10 out of 10 question. So I was talking about med beds because I got a lot of questions about med bed. And of course, you guys know about, and again, shouts out to all of you who purchase your Halo, your AHA Halo, and is using your AHA Halo, that received your AHA Halo. So I want you all to know that technology, all about frequency, is here. This is here. The information when it comes to the med beds, that's here. That is technology that has been on the planet for such a long time. The components of it. We're not waiting for some future to come. The future is now. And I need you to get that in your mind. But there is a state-of-the-art center that is opening itself up in California. And many of you wanted to know more about this from that live talk that I did. So I'm going to give you the details of that information. And basically what it is just like I do body scans and you guys say, Ms.Blue, can you scan my body? Shouts out to everybody who is in the Futuristic Activation Collective, because we had our call last night. And that's exactly what we did. Everyone was doing body scans and I took them through the process and they were able to scan their body and understand what intel they were picking up within their bodies. So we have had this ability to be able to do this. But much like an MRI, this is how I have been able to see this technology, Remember, the greatest technology is inside of yourself. And this is still the greatest technology. I don't care what we come up with. But this medical spa, I want to give you guys the detailed information because it actually acts like an MRI, but it is less invasive. And they're predicting that this will be up and ready to go in 2027. So mid 2027. So I want to tell you about it. Like, it is a spa. And I want to tell you because one of my predictions from years and years ago was about the medical world changing. And we are becoming more holistic in nature. And when I say holistic in nature, I'm talking about the way we heal. I'm talking about the way we understand our bodies, our minds, about the food that we're eating, about how we come together in community. Like, don't think of holistic just as herbs and oils and, things like that. A holistic mindset is a completely paradigm shift in itself, completely. And so, what it is, I want to say this is that it's a spa that's going to be opening up. And the founder of the spa, believe it or not, is a founder of one of the tech companies, one of the major AI companies. And that is the founder and CEO of Midjourney. You guys have heard of Midjourney. It was like Chat GPT, and then there was Midjourney. Well, the founder, which is a young brother, his name is David Holtz. Holtz, Holtz. He's the one who actually is having this spa. It's called Midjourney Medical. It's going to be in California. It is a spa, and it's going to be in San Francisco's Union Square area. So if you know that area, you've ever been there, you will be able to see it. Sometime in 2027, it'll be near the end of 2027. But I want you all to understand this because it's going to be more than 25,000 square feet. It's going to have 4 floors. Wow. Wow. And here's what it's going to have in it. It's going to have 10 body scanners, which is going to be, in my mind, how my guides took me in to see this, is where you're going to go in, and it's almost like being in ancient Egypt. And I remember a past life when I literally, do you guys remember when I went to Philadelphia right before my dad passed, and I went to go visit the largest Sphinx in the Western Hemisphere? In the world, the largest Sphinx outside of Egypt is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Did y'all know that? I know if you're OGs, you guys know my whole experience there. Because even before my father passed away, one of the things that was happening for weeks leading up to that, I kept having these visions and experiences where a Sphinx would come outside of my window and I would get on the back of the Sphinx and we would ride around the world. And the Sphinx would take me to different places to see different things. And it was this big adventure of me riding on the back of the Sphinx. Well, when I was able to go see what this looked like, there are these scanners, and you're going to go in these scanners and you stand on this disc-like round circle. And it shows all of these frequencies that are coming in your body. And it's scanning your body, these frequencies. And not only is it scanning your body, it's tuning your body. And so you're going to, this is like instant healing. Because when you pull the right frequency in your body, you can heal. This is why I tell you guys, you have to learn how to tune yourself. I tune myself every single morning by saying my name. This isn't a joke The whole reason why I started the All About Frequency is because it was my first love of coming into consciousness, to understand about frequencies, to understand about energies, particularly as it relates to our emotions and how that impacts our body, how it impacts our nervous system, how it impacts our brain, how it impacts the actions we're taking or not taking in our lives. Because I've been plagued with it for so much of trying to understand my emotions. But they will have things there, healings, hot tubs, saunas, cold plunges. There's a gym there. There's also a private scanning rooms with pools and waters and scanning chambers that you can go into to attune yourself, to attune your energy centers, to get your body, your mind in the right frequency. And all of this is coming. It is not something that we're thinking about, we're dreaming about. They are in the process of building it right now as we speak. And the goal for Midjourney and the founder is to have multiples of these throughout the country and also throughout the world. Throughout the world. Okay. Throughout the world. Did y'all hear me? Throughout the world. And so this thing about healing our bodies can happen in an instant. But I have to be completely honest with you. These are stories my clients have shared with me. Never do I put myself in the position to say that I healed someone, because that's not my position to hold. Because one of the things that I've understood from my spiritual guides and my teachers is that we heal ourselves, but the conditions have to be right, the right conditions. We have to have the right insight within our mind, the frame of our consciousness of how we're thinking, understanding who we are, loving ourselves. There needs to be a certain vibration to bring in that atmosphere, ability to be open to receive. Receiving is not just hearing. Receiving is not just about what you think. Receiving is also being open. Are you open to the higher frequencies that are available around you right now? Or are you only stuck in the lower aspects and the very deep, dark, dense energy that exists on this planet? So, more and more people are raising their consciousness. One of the things I talked about again in the prediction show was about there would be another wave. You know, Dolores Cannon talked about it a lot in her work about the different waves of consciousness. And in 2026, I seen this way before 2026. There's another massive wave of consciousness of people waking up. And remember yourself. There's different levels of consciousness. There's different levels. There will be different systems that will be invented in this time, because we are in a spiritual renaissance as well as a renaissance that is just happening on the planet. And we're in it. And so when you're in something new, you know, you have to start learning the lay of the lands. And that's what we've been doing for the last almost 18, 24 months. We have been learning the lay of the land. We're just still learning the lay of the land. We're deciding on which direction we're going to go in, which direction are we going to move in, which direction we're going to live in. What vibration, what frequency. Another thing that so many of you sent to me, and it did my heart well, about the 24-year-old brother who is studying, I believe, to be a pilot out of New Orleans, Louisiana. He is the first patient to be cured. Remember, listen at the words coming out of my mouth. Remember when I told you June 19th? That there was a wealth exchange. And remember what I said culturally, particularly for African Americans, that the karma had been lifted. A 23-year-old in New Orleans, Louisiana. And if you understand the cultural history of that lineage of us, of African Americans, this was one of the hubs for those who were a part of what we know in the Americas and around the world as the slave trades. It was one of the Mecca spots where the history, the culture, the indigenousness thrived, even during the time of what we would call slavery. But this young brother was cured of sickle cell anemia. Let that sit in. Of all the places in the world he could have gotten cured, New Orleans, Louisiana. And he is functionally cured through a process called gene therapy. I want you to think about when it comes to sickle cell anemia, which is a known carrier for who? For African Americans. And I want you to understand when it comes to, I'm picking up some notes here, when it comes to what is the cause, because we know that everything, Dr. Sebi taught us this, that, and many of the holistic teachers, taught us this. And this is one of the things I subscribe to as well. These things start on the emotional level first. Everything happens inward first. There is an emotional level, and it doesn't have to be your emotional level. It could be your ancestor emotional level. The thing called epigenetics, meaning how things are passed down through generation. And so a lot of people think that it's only negative things. Negative things are passed down through generation, and that's not true. It's all kinds of things, and it's for all kinds of cultures. So when we start to talk about racism and all kinds of things, and people say, well, I'm not one, you're not. But the genes, the epigenetics that is in you is one. And so therefore, it is an unconscious program, pattern that is operating within, just like all of them, just like the trauma ones, all of those things. This is why everyone on the planet needs to be doing inner work, self-love work. So this is, when I look at this is a belief that is deeply embellished. I'm going to tell you what I have found out from many books I have given out over the years, and I'm going to tell you what I have found working with clients I have worked with to understand this. So we're going to take it one further. And so this is a belief that one is not good enough, that destroys the joy in their life. And that is true. This is what I found. Sickle cell anemia comes from the ancestral line. That joy was taken out of them. That joy was stolen from them. And that they were able to witness in their everyday life that they were not good enough. They were not good enough to be called human. They were not good enough to make decisions on their own. They were not good enough to even read, think, and write. That's why you will find that sickle cell anemia is more of an American phenomenon than it is something that happens around the world. Most of those cases stem back to the lineage that has to do with us in these Americas. The other thing that I found about sickle cell anemia, it is someone who is going against the odds. That you are fighting something against the odds. And that pulls it out of the culture. And so you will get these cases of people who are not in this culture that will have it. It's rare. But when you begin to look at them, you will see that there is something that they had to go desperately against the odds. They had to fight. They had to claw. They had to go against the odds. A lot of them are children who have been adopted or abandoned. They had to go against the odds. It is people who have been put in a position who were told, you're not smart enough. You got to study harder. You got to work harder. You got to be better than everyone where you are. Everyone you have to be better than, going against the odds. So a lot of that has to do with that. So I was super excited to hear that this young African American brother had been cured. It took him 2.5 years to be cured from sickle cell anemia. He no longer functions in that way. There's been more cases, but one of my predictions from a few years ago was that medicine would start to do the opposite. Medicine would start to heal, not to cripple, not to damage, not to paralyze, but to heal. And so we're in that time. We're in that time of discovery. And so a lot of different things that we are facing with or dealing with at this time are going to be a thing of the past. It is. It's going to be a thing of the past. Now, we have a while to walk ourselves through this, but it soon will be a thing of the past. And that's a good thing. So I wanted to share that with you all. Now, we are just a few days shy of being in the month of July, right? By the way, I want to give a big shout out to everyone celebrating a born day during this Cancer season. Longtime listener and part of Planet Remix, Priestess Erica, her born day is today. Want to give her a big shout out, as well as all of the Cancers in the building, because there are some profound things that will take place. Dare I say, also some world events that will be taking place during this Cancer season. And if you guys did not listen to the show that I did, 10 things to not do and what to do instead during Cancer season, I would encourage you to go back and take a listen. Now, I want to share, because maybe less than 10, 15 hours from now, there is a strong possibility and an environment for some things to happen on the planet. I'm going to say, even though I suck with time, the window will open up between 8 a.m. Eastern time till about 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. This is a world event that possibly will take place. But I say this to all of you so you can bring your awareness back to yourself. And currently right now we have 144 people viewing the live. And that's significant too, because the 144 is not about a number of people. You hear that number, especially in the teachings coming out of the Bible, but that's a frequency. That's a vibration. And it's a vibration of those who are able to connect to the higher dimensions. And when I say higher, I'm not talking better or worse, just different. And this is the time that we need to really keep our frequency, our vibration elevated, be as present as possible to what is happening real time with us, stay rooted and grounded within our bodies, right? So that we can have access to all of our multidimensional abilities, our sensories, all of our God given powers, our awareness, listening to ourselves, not so much to the outside world. Because I want you all to know, in a perfect world, nothing would go down. But there is something about to go down. And we need to be present. You need to be present. Not in fear, but in awareness. I tell you that. And that window is kind of going to stay open until we get to like July the 8th or 9th. But it is going to open for us, right? And I wanted to come on just to share it with you all, just so you all can know. And that is my goal. I want you to also know nothing is written in stone. And so the more that we have those of us on the planet that can raise our frequency and awareness, the less likely things go down. So I want us all, no matter where we are in the world, to send out some love, send out some sparkles. We're going to send out some sparkles on the planet. Like everywhere you go before you enter into the building, raise the frequency. And you can do that by just, this is something I gave out through Soul Magic many years ago, visualizing like sparkles, like sprinkles. You know how when cupcakes have the sprinkles on it, like all the colors, and just send that burst of color of just lifting up the energy in the space that you're in. You know, sending out those good wishes out to your neighborhoods, you know, the country you live in, you know, or really wherever you work at, the building, and to everyone that is out there. Send that love out to everyone. And for those of you who were a part of Andromeda Rising, yeah, I see some things happening in New York City, some things going on around in that region. But we're not going to talk about that now. We'll talk about that another time. But I want to put that up there. And by the way, one of the luckiest signs you could see in the world is the Statue of Liberty. And so I want you to just keep your eyes open, because this is, I want to be a reminder of something good that is rising. If you see the Statue of Liberty, if you happen to be driving and you see a billboard, or you're strolling on the gram, or you're watching YouTube and you see, that's going to be your confirmation, one of your lucky signs when you see the Statue of Liberty. And for everyone who was a part of Andromeda Rising, hope you took notes. You know that you have your citizenship, and you understand what time it is. Pay attention to your dreams of what's happening, the downloads, and things that is coming in. So I wanted to come on. I wanted to talk about those things. I also will open up for some questions, but I don't want us to do personal questions tonight. I want you to ask questions that could benefit all of us here. Those kinds of questions I want to take, and I'll stay for a minute to take those questions, to answer those questions as well. Yeah. So, yeah. What a time to be alive, because as we step into the month of July, the channel I seen for July is opening us up to a different world, for real. We've talked about the split in the world, but July is going to bring some energy we've never seen before. Very different. It's going to be some wonderful times, but it's also going to be some very demanding times for us. But it definitely is going to change our world forever. It'll change our world forever. And I am wishing for the best for all of us. There will be some beautiful things. There will be some things that will be revealed. And there will be quite a few people who will be leaving the planet, that have chosen to leave the planet at this time. And so I hold love and space for all of us as we continue to move forward and as we continue to grow up on planet Earth. There are some good times ahead. There are some times that we dreamt about ahead. The wealth exchange is real. Don't let anyone tell you it is not. But you have to stay focused. This is not about a one-day event. I want you to understand that every single moment, every single opportunity is opening up a pathway, a new way of being, a new way of understanding life, a new way of community, a new way of healing, a new way of connecting ourselves together. We're living in some very, very, very precedented times, some very powerful times. I just mentioned Priestess Erica's name and gave her a shout out, and she is in the building. Welcome on in, Priestess Erica. Happy born day again to you, and glad to see you here. But that's what I wanted to come on and share with you guys. I will come in. I'm going to give more of a detailed. I also want to ask you all this, because since I've been taken out of YouTube's little stronghold, there is an opportunity to do memberships on the channel. And I want to put that out to all of you and see if it's something that you're interested in, having a membership here. Now, of course, you guys know we got the Futuristic Activation Collective. That's our year-long program that has already started. And we still will have classes coming up. But I would also love the opportunity to connect with all of you guys if you're interested in that. And we have a membership here, and you will have private access to streams and shares and information that would not be on the channel. It would be a paid membership. I don't know how much, but it would be, a donation, a small donation or something we can do. I've thought about doing it some other places as well, but I also thought about YouTube because it's easy to access, it's easy to connect to, and it's a place that I really enjoyed, and I have found, a great opportunity to grow here. But you all let me know, think about it, and also just let me know. Yeah. Well, we understand about change and the transition. It still doesn't make it easy. You guys, let us not be so spiritual that we normalize the things that are happening. I just want you all to know that. Yeah. Michael Jackson has been coming through in a big way, because of course he left the planet on today, or the 25th. But he's coming through. But you know what spirits have told me? Don't celebrate the last day I was here. Celebrate my born day. Because most humans, it's kind of difficult for us to to get into that energy. Most of us still have a very challenging energy when it comes to life and death. I'll say both life and death. We have, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you would be interested. Thank you, Empress Evelyn. Yeah, you guys, quite a few, and you can let me know in the comment section. Like I said, it's something I'm thinking about. I definitely also have, like, I guess in TT, they have memberships over there. Quite a few people signed up for the membership on TikTok, and I will be doing something very special this Saturday. I want to give a big shout out to Jennifer for assisting me over there on TikTok because your girl is lost. I'm lost on TikTok, and she's been a great help, as well as many of you guys supporting Priestess Erica, Michelle, some of you guys who come through all the time and just definitely always give your all and really, really is helping. I have a lot of things that I'm working on the back end, and I am reminding myself we are in the fire year. As someone who carries a lot of fire, who drips fire, that I don't overcommit, overdo this. Plus, I'm going to be on tour, if you can call it that, even if it's just 3 or 4 places. I'm going to be on tour this year, kind of rolling around. I'll let you all know once I get those things up and running. And so I'm just very, very grateful for all of you in the community who authentically are choosing to be present in a very, very positive way. I love that so much. And for those of you who support me openly and just freely, it means the world to me. It does. So I'll take some questions if you all have some questions. If not, I really came on to talk about the energy, particularly some things, like I said, it could even be happening now, but I feel like it is tomorrow. I feel like some bigger events tomorrow and maybe in the next couple of days. And I just realized I went live when I was supposed to be going live on something else. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Asia has a question. She says, with world events that happened and different world coming in, how do you have suggestions on how we can meet the occasion with courage and be there for ourselves, family, and our community? Powerful question. Powerful question. The best way that we can show up for these occasions is to be present, is to be fully present within ourselves, to stay grounded, eat some good food, and listen to our intuition, and to choose to live our life to the fullest, bringing more joy in. Joy is always going to be the center of everything that I do because it's one of the highest frequencies on the planet, joy. Believe it or not, love is not the highest frequency on the planet. It is joy. But most of us want to get to love, and it's hard to know that you are connected to love because you're truly not ever unconnected from love, but we can feel like we're unconnected from love. Joy is kind of medicine for the soul when you have joy. And to support and be there for the people in your life that mean the most to you. And that includes communities too. Wishing the best for yourself and for others. We don't give as much credence to how powerful and impactful this is when you can do that. When you can literally wish the best for the people around you and you're doing it in a clear, authentic way. clear, authentic way, not in a shadow way, in a real way, upfront way, out in person way. Really do that. So call the people that mean the most to you. Speak to the people that you filled with joy and love for you. That, yeah, yeah. That's how we can do that. We meet that courage by being ourselves. That's how you get your courage. When you truly are invested in yourself with love, that's what gives you the courage. That's what gives you, you know, the way that you're not really fearful. You're moving because you're moving through sound inspiration. You're moving in that perspective. Yeah. Yeah. You're moving. So great question. Great question. Great question. Yeah. And somebody else had a question. Let me see. Chosen girl. I thought there was another question. Did I miss it? All right. Should we avoid traveling and flying in July? The honest answer is I would say do what you feel, number one. Number two, I would say possibly the first week or two in July. Flying, maybe not so much. Maybe. I would, if you don't have to, I wouldn't. But just travel altogether, no, I wouldn't avoid travel altogether. But I would expect maybe some delays in traveling, maybe some delays, particularly when it comes to flying, particularly when it comes to traveling by train. There may be some major delays by traveling. Flying, I would say inner traveling, like maybe state to state, wherever you live, whatever continent, like within there, pretty much okay. International travel, there could be weather events that prevent that. So I do see lots of delays in the traveling when it comes to flying. Lots of delays, lots of maintenance things coming up. In the first couple of weeks, I feel like it's something they will figure out and they will discover what it is ahead of time, but it could cause some delays. But, it's fine to travel in the month of July. Expect delays because there is going to be a heavy travel month. It's a lot of things that are going on the planet at this particular time. But I want you to, just expect delays. Trust yourself as well. Okay, I answered that question. Here's a great question: how to practice receiving this July during Cancer season. I want you to go back and listen to the Cancer show I did because I give you step by step how to overcome that and to go into it. So I think that's a powerful question. Make sure to go back, Brenda, to check out that show. I think you're going to find some very powerful things that are happening there. Okay, let's go here. I am in retail and American stuff is so present with this 250-year anniversary. Do you feel there will be more to it with all the events that are happening? So the 250-year anniversary is a very spiritual anniversary. that America is having. And it's one that I think, and I personally feel, if you're an American, you need to stake your claim in celebrating America. Because for the first time in a long time, the people who helped build America will be recognized. And not because somebody else is recognizing us, it's because we have chosen to recognize everyone who has built America. Not just the highlights from time periods, but I'm talking about the grit, the bones, what makes it move, what makes it shake, what makes it great. That's why it's important that we claim the land as the people who ancestors helped build the land. All of us, from all of these cultures and all of these backgrounds. And for the first time in a long time, it's going to feel completely different. Completely different. You know, I don't remember what year it was, when I told everybody, based on what I seen, I said, pray for America. And we've seen that come to pass. And one of the things I encourage people to do when you're online, if you're from Georgia, if you're from New York, if you're from California, put USA. Because we don't want people to think that there's only a small group of people here and that's all they're about. We want to show that there is a strong representation of what America is about. And it's not just the highlights that may come down your post or on your reel or in the news or the trauma that is happening, that there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on here that the world doesn't know about because they don't want you to know about it. So yeah. Yeah, it's a whole lot more to it than that's happening. So there will be a lot of things leading up to that. And even though we're just shy of weeks or days or moments away from that, but it's a whole lot more to that. There is a major wealth exchange that is opened up, and it cannot be stopped. It cannot be stopped. It will not be stopped. It is time that we are all really, really growing up on planet Earth in a profound way. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of responsible people are growing up on planet Earth. Yeah. All right. So the question is, Ms.Blue, do you think color therapy will be a potentially world recognized and used as a modality in the future? Yes. Color therapy is one of those things that I've talked about for eons. I use it in my practice with my clients, and it is going to be one of those things that is recognized worldwide. It's already being recognized in the beauty industry. And I find it interesting that a lot of these things are happening within the beauty world. Even the Mid-Journey spa that's going to be opening up, it's opening up not in a hospital, it is opening up into a spa. Think about red light therapy. There is chamber beds that you can get in that use red light therapy, that use green therapy, that use blue and purple and all of the colors, because there are healing properties that are in there and the frequencies that are in there. For a long time, we have learned through psychology and through studies about how color affects people. You know, one of the studies that was done, and I think this might have been in the 50s or the 60s, where they would take people who were visually impaired and would not, meaning they cannot see, put them in a room, and the room would be drenched in a color, and ask them, did they feel or were they picking up on anything when they go into the room? And they would say They could tell what they were picking up on, what they were feeling. They knew people who went in a blue room felt a certain kind of energy, a vibration. There was certain kinds of clarity and a coolness that came upon them. They would go into an orange room and they would feel a certain kind of way. They would feel the energy and the frequency of those colors that was in there. And we know that every living thing that has energy in it has a vibration or an aura or a frequency field around them. And that frequency field is based off those vibrations that we translate with our consciousness and through our sight and through our inner sight as colors, So color therapy is going to be major. They use it in feng shui already. Interior designers know that. How do you think they got people to come into McDonald's? Because of the archways. Stores like Target and Panda Express hired feng shui experts because they knew that color of that red would draw you in and make you come in and make you want to shop. Places like Walmart, they invested a lot in color therapy to put that blue there because there is a trust there, and you would come in, you would feel the calmness, the soothingness, and the flow of coming in with the blue and trusting what you were spending and where you were purchasing your things. So in a way, it's already here, the color therapy. I remember when I did a class back in the day, shout out to everybody who was a part of the color chemistry class, where we dove deep into the esoteric world and Ms.Blue's mind of colors and what the vibration in colors is. But yes, I think it's going to be a major, major therapy. They're already using it in things like medicine, like cough medicine and syrup. Why do you think some of them are orange and some of them are blue and all kinds of stuff? They use it in kitty litter. So when you think about children in kitty litters and all kinds of stuff, when you think about what is it called, magic kitty litter, like the kitty litter turns a different color, and based on that color you can tell what's happening inside of the body. So it's here, but I think it's going to be, yes, as we continue to move along, it's going to be even more powerful, even more powerful. Things like Spirit Quest that I take you guys, which is like going into meditation and hypnosis. And when we're doing these spirit quests and you're able to go deep within your consciousness and your unconsciousness and within your body. So yeah, I truly, truly think that it will be there. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. So the question is, any words for new and expecting parents? The first thing I would say is congratulations. And anyone who is having a child, particularly this year, congratulations. Congratulations. I think this is a great year to give birth to a baby. It's an amazing time. I think the frequency is here. These will be what I call origin babies that are coming through. Very, very advanced souls. And so any expecting parent that is having a child during this time, what I would tell you is make sure that you are speaking to your child while they're still inside of your mother's womb. That's number one. Number two, I would tell you to go back and listen to the share that I did with Dr. Chris, because she works in the world as a doula, as well as also a professional that deals with a woman's pelvic issues and pelvic health. helping women to heal and the importance of the pelvic health as well. And she gave a wealth of information and knowledge for prior to giving birth and what to do after giving birth, some best practices. And she's a resource I would tell you to reach out to. But for expecting parents, I would say expect the unexpected. A lot of babies that have been born in the year of 2026 have come way before their time. And so I would say to all parents, remember, babies choose their born date. Every one of us have chosen our born date. And so, yes, doctors can make a prediction somewhat close, but that moment in time, that moment of inception, that divine blueprint is built, as I call it, happens from a soul. So speak to the baby, make sure that you are talking to the baby, mother and father, speaking to the baby, and also, creating an environment that is welcoming, that is loving, and that is stable for the baby, and expect the unexpected. And the most important thing for the parents at this time also is to take care of yourselves. I think sometimes we get so excited. I know I was with both of my children, that sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves, and especially dads, because usually dads are the ones running around taking care of the mama, making sure the baby is, have what it needs and the mother has what she needs. And very rarely do fathers take care of themselves. I think that's why a lot of them are so exhausted when the baby comes. And we forget that during this process, the fathers are also going through their own birthing experience, which is completely different than us as the divine feminine, but the sacred masculine is there too. And so you want to put some things in place for yourself as well, and make sure that you're taking time to take care of yourself too, while you're taking care of everything else, while you are fathering. I think for good fathers, right? Fathers are fathering from the point of inception. So technically, mothers, we give birth and it's a 9-month process for most of us. But father's birth process starts from the very beginning, and it continues to go. It continues to flow. It continues to go, and it continues to flow the whole entire time. And so I would say to you, make sure that you don't forget about yourself throughout this process. That's important. And that you too are preparing yourself like mother and baby has a bag. You need to pack you a bag. And most fathers won't pack themselves a bag, but you need to do that because you need to be nurtured. You need to make sure you have the things that you need for yourself as well, and that you're getting enough rest, and that you can call your support team to be around you as well too. So yeah. But good luck. Good luck. This is an amazing year to have a baby. All right. Doreen, Cosmic Researcher, says maybe you can do another class on color therapy. Yeah, that sounds good. That may be a good class to do. That would be really helpful for Chiron being in Taurus right now. Yeah, something to think about. Definitely, for sure. Something to think about. Let's see. Here we go. Erica Williams says, question, do you think the dynamics of relationships will change when it comes to marriage? Yes. I think it will. I think the whole dynamic of marriage has changed to some degree, but I think it will change on a larger scale. And we will stop be looking for somebody to marry, somebody to complete us, somebody to love us and we can love. I think those components will still be there, but we're going to be looking for someone that we can grow up on earth with. And so we will be looking for, as they say, a earth mate instead of a marriage partner. where there's more about ownership instead of someone that we can do life with. You want someone you can do life with. And that kind of opens the door of how we see it. But the traditional marriage, I think that is going to keep fading away, meaning the structure, meaning you do this and you do this and the gender roles. I think that tight grip is going to go away. And I think what will happen is that people will start to fall in love and want to be with someone that they consider to be an earth mate, someone that they can love and they can love them, they can build a family with, raise a family with if that is their choice, but someone that they're going to spend their time growing up on planet Earth with, loving, caring for one another, respecting each other, supporting each other, and building something together with one another. I definitely think we're going to be moving more to that. In some ways, I see it as something even more sacred. I personally feel that at every junction, like maybe if you're married to somebody, every 10 years, you should have to come, or every 5 years, and say whether or not you want to stay married. I think so. So many people on the planet are in so many unhealthy relationships, like totally unhealthy relationships. And they are in those relationships for so many of the wrong reasons, right? And I think that when you know that anniversary date is coming up, you make that decision whether this is the person you still want to be with and you're going to renew it, almost like a driver's license. Will you renew this or not? I think that will kind of make us take our relationships and hold them more sacred with one another than just kind of jumping from this to that to this to that, because every 10 years you come to that time and you say, we have to see if we're going to renew this or not. Yeah. That's just my thought on it. That's just my thought on it. I think let me see. Oh, your store turned red. Wow. 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 Your store turned red. Wow. That's interesting to know. Your store turned red, turned red. Wow, that's the first time I've heard anyone suggest fathers pack a bag for themselves. Yeah, dads need to pack a bag for themselves. They do. Yeah, I have just talked to so many fathers who, men are different than us women, and how they experience their pain and disappointment and hurt is different. And I think it's long lasting. I think most men hold on to things a lot longer than women do, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Now, maybe everyday business, they can jump hoops through that. But when it comes to things of their heart, most men, when they get their heart broken, that's kind of a lifetime little thing that they live with. Most women, shoot, we go and get our heart broke every other week and keep coming back for more. But most men, no, it's a one time for them. And then they're on the other side of the fence with it. And so things so personal, such as, bringing a new life into the world, that becomes, I see a lot of men who became traumatized after having a baby. They become traumatized for that. And sometimes, women will say, it's like he's jealous of the baby. No, he's not jealous of the baby. He's traumatized because he done went through all of these months of caring for everyone, and now he's too burnt out. But he has to continue, and there's not a support system that really has been built in, dare I say, even in society for men. when it goes through the birthing process. And so sometimes men can actually become resentful of that or totally disconnected. Who's going to pack me a bag? Well, truth be told, you pack yourself a bag because now you know this. So you start packing your bag. Most women are the ones who pack their bag. Somebody else doesn't pack it for us. I packed my own bag. I knew I needed it, and I knew what I was going to need in that bag and what I wanted to be in there. I packed the bag. So, men, pack your bag. You do it ahead of time, just like they tell women, pack your bag ahead of time. Yeah, because there's going to be certain things that you know. Now, of course, you know, your partner, your wife, they're going to know some things, and maybe you guys could help each other and pack each other's bags. And yes, the wife can help, but really you're packing the bag because you know what you're going to need in that bag during that time. Yeah, you're going to know what you need during that time. You're the one that will know more than anyone what you will need during that time. So yeah, definitely pack your bag. Pack your bag. Pack your bag. Ah, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Dragon Lady 1960 says, totally agree with men holding on to pain from heartbreak. Met a few and they cannot connect again. Very hard to find that earth mate. Yeah. Yeah. There is a lot of good brothers out there, a lot of good men out there. Trust and believe. They really are. They really are. Some amazing brothers out there. All right. So Anubis said, speaking of good men, good brothers, when we're working towards a goal on any journey, what are some signs we often overlook that actually show that we're making progress? Some signs you could actually be overlooking is because you say you got to get it done by Thursday and it's already been 2 weeks. So some of the obvious signs that we're making progress is because we don't measure our results. And so it's good if you're working towards a goal that every single day you acknowledge the small wins, not just the big ones. So was it a small win if you're working towards building, let's say, getting ready to start a business, and maybe you stayed up all night and you're trying to decide what direction you want to go in, and you narrow it down to 3 ideas? Celebrate that, because 24 hours prior to that, you didn't have anything down, but you took some time, you spent some time there. Celebrate that. Document the journey for yourself so that you can see. Celebrate the small wins. The big wins don't always count. It's the small ones. It's the ones where you stepped outside of your comfort zone and you did something that you didn't think you could do. Celebrate that. Celebrate those moments where clarity arrives. Celebrate that. Celebrate those moments when you feel so lost and confused and you're not sure what to do next. Celebrate it. Celebrate that. Get curious about it. Have fun with it. And then you will know the progress is there, because you're growing and you're changing. You know, whenever we're working on a goal or we have some sort of journey that we are embarking on with ourselves, for ourselves, celebrate it. Every day that you take one small step forward, that you acknowledge it, that you keep working towards it, celebrate it. So most of the things that people overlook is they forget them small moments. We're only waiting on the big win. We're only going to celebrate when it's done. No, celebrate it, Because often what happens when we finish achieving that goal or we reach that destination, sometimes if we are not conscious in the process of doing it, most people end up becoming sad and depressed when it's over because you didn't realize how much you was invested into what you were doing. And now that it's done, you don't have anything else to do. But if you celebrate along the way, then when the big celebration comes, you can fully embrace it and you can celebrate yourself. You can celebrate yourself. For me, it is always the small things. It's the small things. It's not the big things. It's really not the big things. It's the small things that count. It is. It's the small things. It's the small things that people want in life. You know, we were playing a game the other night in the Oracle's house, and there was a question, and I'm going to ask you all the question here because it kind of stirred a little curiosity, controversial energy. And the question was, do you want to be deeply understood or do you want to be wildly appreciated? Would you rather be deeply understood or wildly appreciated? And there's no wrong answer. But sometimes I think it does your soul good when you can speak your truth. And that's all that's needed. And I think sometimes we hold back speaking our truth because we're worried about what other people are going to think about us, how we might be seen or judged, or who may like it or who may not like it. The truth is they're going to judge you. They're going to talk about you. They're going to do all of that regardless. You know, regardless. regardless, they are going to do it. You know, so I leave that question with you all because I think it's a great one. And I want to also, you want to be deeply understood. I love that. Dragon Lady, you want to be wildly appreciated. Love that. There's no wrong answer. It depends on, because we all see our lives through a different lens. And even though we're here collectively, even though we're all here, we're all on a journey of self, you know? Deep, it's wildly appreciated or deeply understood. You understand? A Scorpio rising being deeply understood, kind of scary. Oh, you are a Scorpio rising. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to learn something about astrology too in the next 10 years that is literally going to blow people's minds. It is. Blow their minds. Most of the systems we're operating on is ancient. And a lot of people have deciphered it. There's so many different angles to look at it. And there's going to be some new angles that kind of blow a lot of things out of the water for a lot of systems on the planet. Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah, it is. So I want to let you all know that there is a new class that I will be teaching in September, which I introduced to you guys about the quantum wisdom experience. I'm calling it a class, but it's not really a class. It's not really a class. So I ain't gonna hold you. It's not a class. It's an experience. So it's not going to be your traditional class that you come in and you sit down and I'm just lecturing and lecturing. That's not what's happening. This is really a very, very active class, and it's called the HIT Code. And the HIT Code is about higher intelligence training. It is basically where we're going to tap into the superconscious, and we're going to be going in, and you will be, ooh, can I bring it together? The hit code came in with a hit. I'm trying to make it a little banner. It's trying to make itself, I don't know what it's trying to do over there. But yeah, it's going to be 6 weeks. We're going to be tapping into quantum wisdom, and we'll be tapping into my quantum wisdom method that I use in my day-to-day practice. I put it in the story because quite a few of you were asking for some details on it. I know I posted some things on Instagram and posted some things out there so you guys could see what it is and be able to connect yourself with it. So yeah, I want you all to check it out. And if you feel called to be a part, definitely be a part. Just come ready to work. That's all I say. Come ready to work. Just come ready to work. This isn't the class where you sit in the back and you just sit there. This is a participation of doing the work, there. Yeah. 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 This is that class. So it will be going on in September. Because trust me, by the time we get to September, it will be a whole new world. It's going to be a new world. Not completely unrecognizable. I don't want to be dramatic and say it in that way, but it will be a new world that, in so many different regards, it's going to be a new world. It's going to be a new world. It's going to be a whole new world. I'm excited. So here's the question. Ms.Blue, why is there ET and alien shows and documentaries, references absolutely everywhere? It is everywhere for many different reasons. Number one, because where we were in the photon belt, we are no longer there anymore. You know how when we were in grade school, they show you the 7 planets and they show you Earth and they show you outer space and they show you our galaxy? We're not standing still. We're not just floating in air. We're moving. So we're in a different location. One of the reasons this is coming up is because we are in the time of disclosure about who we are. For centuries and centuries and centuries, there's been this debate about evolution and who created us. Where did we come from? So we got a group of people over here saying this, and we got a group of people over here saying this. And that has been going on for a long time. There's been many stories. There's been many channelers. There's been many things that is happening on the planet. A lot. And so a big part of why the world is finding out about it now is because it's the perfect distraction. Because there's so many other things that are going on. So it's to keep those people who are fresh and new into this, to start getting them in primed and right to be distracted by it. That's one reason. Another reason is because so many people know it exists already, have had their own personal encounters, or already had their own experience. I have had mine ever since I've been young. And we know what we know to be true. I have always identified myself as somebody not from planet Earth. Now, what does that mean? Do with that information what you may, but I have always had this sense of knowing inside of me that I'm not from here. Okay? And many other people So it is time. It is time for that to come back out, to have this fascination, because we've had enough real occasions of things that people have been talking about. And so as we move closer to the age of Aquarius, which by the way is a frequency. So yes, we know some people have tapped into it, but we are kind of on that bridge, leaving the age of Pisces, which where things were a part of it, not all of it, really kept things delusional. And so now we're coming out of the delusion. This is why you hear so many people talk about lifting the veil, and the veil is being lifted and the veil is thin. But really, the veil that we have to focus on lifting is the one above our own head. So we don't have to worry about lifting the world veil, because Earth is taking care of that. Earth has a consciousness in it itself. The veil we have to lift is our own veil. That's the one that gets us out of the matrix, right? So that's why it's here, because it's the season. We're in the season of knowing, of discovering, of self-discovery, of the evolution of what we are calling humanity here on Earth. Yeah. So let's see. Someone asked, where can you find out about the classes? In the show notes. So I will put a show note here, but also on YouTube. If you go into, I think it's either the links on my main YouTube channel here, and you click that and you go into the Stand store. By the way, if you guys are not following me on all social media, I would love to invite you to do that. That would be really, really good, to follow me on all social media. That way you can see all the things I have coming up and all the things that are going on. By the way, my daughter, Baby Blue, who has been getting into astrology, me and her are going to do another show. You guys have been putting that request out there. And I want to say thank you to everyone who is still hitting her up since that show, getting your reading. She is loving it. She came in the room today. She was so excited. She was doing sessions today. She was like, wow, that one was so, so good. So she is loving it. She is enjoying it. And I am excited for her. I'm so excited for her. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Ms.Blue, what's up with the dream realm right now? Messages are coming in strong. Yeah, messages are coming in strong. You know, we're in this energy right now, and we have been for the last 4 months, where dreams are coming in, and your dreams are coming in right now because you are recalibrating point between now and next week, where the records file themselves again. I was just talking about them, like your records are consolidating themselves, and we are stepping in. We're about to get into a new, like 12 to 18 year window. And so I want you to think back to the things that were happening in your life over the last 12 and 18 years. These records are consolidating themselves, and you get a chance to bring wisdom with you. You get a chance to bring your lessons with you. You get a chance, because there will be some doors that are closing. There are some doors that are closing permanently in our lives. Permanently. And that's a good thing, because there will be some doors, new doors that are opening up for you. Just some brand new doors. So pay attention to your dreams. You want to write them down. And you also have to give credence to this. Some of you are in your dream season. That's just some of you. Some of you are receiving visitation. The ancestors are very active right now, and they're very, very active right now. So some are visitations that are happening. Some of you are being initiated. I feel like we all are being initiated to some degree, those of us that are here to grow and evolve. And so we're receiving classes in the astro realm. By the way, I think I'm going to teach a class on Sunday in the astro realm. Remind me about that. I'll put a community post up. And if you guys, just to let you know, if you want to join the class on Sunday evening, I'm going to teach a class in the astro realm. So Sunday night, going into Monday, I'll teach a class in the astro realm. And so I'll put the details in the community notes here if you want to be a part, what to do to attend the class in the astro realm. I used to do it for the priestesshood back in the day, for the different classes, self-invested, that I would teach. And just a lot of times for fun, just do a class in the astro realm. So I'll be teaching that in the astro realm. So pay attention. There's a lot of things that you can learn in the astro realm, you know, and one of the things we'll talk about, I'll teach you guys how to do a petition so that you can do a petition to the Cosmic University. I'm not going to go into all the details here, where you can write a petition for something you want to learn and learn it in the astro realm. And so when you go to sleep at night, you could say, hey, I want to learn this and I want to be taught this at night, you know, and think about it. I think those things are really, really fun. You had a visitor last full moon. It was very interesting. Yes, visitations are very interesting. And being out in the astral realm is interesting as well, too. And it's also good. It's also good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a bird as big as the F-150 flying. Oh, let's see. This king says it was a bird as big as an F-150 flying high in the sky in South, last spotted in Lexington, Tennessee. It was flapping its wings on my mama. Ooh, yeah. What's that owl called that looks like a man in a tuxedo that has some huge, huge wings? Do y'all know what it's called? I don't know. And if your ancestors are visiting you, they got a message, because they don't come just to say they love you. They come in to tell you something. So know that. Trust that. Know that. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of things in the sky, a lot of things in the waters, you know, a lot of things happening. It's an active time on planet Earth. And so the guides have been telling me that it's very active. We're in a highly, highly active time on planet Earth right now. So yeah, get excited. Get excited for yourself. Yeah, get excited for yourself. Yeah. Well, it looks like we are dwindling down. Y'all don't look like you have any more questions. I wanted to come on really quick and share that with you all. So let's stand on our square tomorrow. Keep our presence. Stay centered. Stay grounded. You know, keep our awareness up. Keep our vibrations high. We're going to be sending out sparkles everywhere we go. All kinds of things, right? And that's it. That's what I got for y'all. That's what I got. So I love you all. Thank you all for coming by, stopping by. Let me know what you think about the membership. You know, it's just something I'm thinking about, you know, because I can do it. When I really wanted to have the membership, we ain't gonna talk about that. But we done did all of that. All the requests have been made and the things have been had. Let's have a good weekend. I want you all to, you know, be good to yourself, be good to others, you know, and yeah, give a like, pass the share on, you know, leave a comment. We have to start supporting more of the things that support us in this world. It's healthy, and do it because your heart tells you to do it, not with any kind of agenda behind it. Just do it because if you feel called to do it. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to figure out what's going on with this chair, because actually it looks like it's straight now. It's not leaning to the right or leaning to the left. I got some more work that I got to do. And oh, it's called the Great Owl. Is that what the big owl is called? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Hey, Jennifer, good to see you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know the y'all know that owl that got them, that looks like a person, like it's huge. I can't think of, it's just huge. It's like a, I don't know. I'll probably have to look it up to see what kind of owl it is, but it's huge. And by the way, if there's any new, let me know if this is your first time tuning in, catching me live. You know, I just want to celebrate you guys. I thank you guys for supporting me. It never goes unmissed. I'm always reading all the comments. I am there. I don't always get to respond to them as much as I want to, but don't worry, your girl is going to get better in making sure I do that. And let's keep the conversation going in the comment section. All of my links are above here on the YouTube channel. Just click the link, you guys. Click the link. Click the link. Click the link. Subscribe, like, pass it on. Pass it on. Yeah, I don't know the name of it either. It has a distinct name. Now, the sister did say it's called the giant owl, but I think they got like a, it may be a giant owl, but I think they got a name. Like it's something, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good night. We're going to see what goes down tomorrow. Let's do our best to just lift the vibration. Remember, anywhere you walk, you should be the highest frequency, lifting up the vibration in the space that you're in. You'll be surprised how that just changes things when that happens. So again, it's Cancer season. Happy born day to all the Cancers in the building. And I love you all so much. Thank you all. A harpy eagle. I think that's what it's called. Let me look it up. I'm curious now. I'm just curious now. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah. That's what it's called. It's called a harpy eagle. When I say this joker, listen, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide everyone, okay? Everyone. Reminding you to put the notes for the Astro class. Okay. Thank you for reminding me to put the notes for the Astro class. I will do it. Yeah, that's what it's called. If you guys look it up, look up Harpy Eagle. Yes, yes, yes. The Ashy Angel. It does. That look like a whole man. Especially when their wingspan is huge. Their wingspan is ginormous. Yeah. You know, it ain't Bigfoot ginormous. By the way, did you know Bigfoot was a ET? Did y'all know that? For those who want to know. For those who want to know. Did y'all know that? But I am going to put it up again. You guys like, subscribe. Let me see. 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 I'm going to look right now. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I'm going to the YouTube channel right now. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. I want to say shout out to everyone who signed up for the hit code 6 weeks class. I'm so excited to be working with you guys really, really soon. And for everyone, where can we find? Oh, okay, I got to answer that question. And the questions from the last share there. And everyone who definitely, well, where is it from? I knew he wasn't from here. Who isn't from here? Who not from here? Who y'all talking about not from here? You talking about that aisle? You talking about Chewbacca. You talking about Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Bigfoot is not from here. Bigfoot is part of the ET clique. You know, Bigfoot is a part of ET. I don't know if y'all know that. Yeah, Bigfoot is a part of ET. That's ET. That's all ET. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go. Otherwise, we'll still be here. But I don't know about y'all, but I need to wind down. I've been up since pretty early this morning and got to get up again early in the morning. So I'm going to get out of here. But I love you all so much. Have an amazing, wonderful evening. Enjoy your time. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Have a great life. Thank you, Ms.Blue. Oh, I love that. Born a Blessing. What a beautiful name. Yes. Have a great life. Yes. Life is wonderful. So live. Please live. Are we going to listen to a song? Oh, Grand Rising from London, UK. Welcome on in, London. Good to have you in the building. Good to have you in the building. Yeah, let's see. Let's hear some we're going to hear something going out. Yeah, we'll put that on. We'll put that on in the background. We'll get out of here. We're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. Let's get these likes up on the video as well. And till next time, I will meet you all back here in the frequency. So peace and love to you, soul family. Peace and love. I love you. Peace and love. Ciao. It's 11:44 here. 11:44. Perfect. Perfect timing. Perfect.